Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my March book haul. I have been utilizing my library and trying to read what I have and all of that. But right now I am buying books because the library's closed and I prefer a book to an ebook. Even though I will read an ebook or do an audiobook, I prefer an actual paper book. Plus I've been adding to certain collections and things like that. But yeah, we are in a time where we have the time to read, and I'm going through books about a day and a half to 2 days right now. And honestly, I'm still working and all of that stuff because I work from home anyway, but it's just, I think I'm encouraged to read a lot of books because everybody else is reading a lot of books and then talking about books, and I want those books. But anyway, if you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Natasha. I do videos on books, beauty, and bullet journaling, and I would love for you to subscribe and click the little notification bell so you will never miss a video. If you hear things in the background here, my dogs are in the room and they are jumping up on chairs and things like that. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into the books. So I originally already had this one. This is the Anne of Green Gables Barnes & Noble edition, and so in February I went and got A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and I love these editions. So in March I went a little ham and also got The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I also got Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, that one. I got The Wizard of Oz. Actually, Ryan bought this one for me. And it's L. Frank Baum. And I think this is actually called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. It's the first book in the Wizard of Oz series. But it's got the movie thing in the front. And then I also got the Sherlock Holmes, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. A lot of people don't realize this, but this is actually the third book in the Sherlock Holmes series. But yeah, I really like these editions. I think they're really pretty, and they look good on my shelf. And I want to get the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and then also the Alice in Wonderland one. And then I think I'll be good. Alright, so also for children's literature, and then we'll move on to everything else, I got the 150th anniversary illustrated edition of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And this is available at Barnes & Noble, but probably anywhere because it's not like a Barnes & Noble exclusive, but really pretty. And another thing, that these are actually pretty comfortable to read. I like the size of the font, and it's just, I just really like these. All right, so now we'll move into some book outlet orders and local bookstore orders and things like that. I'll just go throw these on the shelf real quick. Alright, moving on. So I have put in actually 2 book outlet orders, and the second one hasn't come in yet, but the first one has arrived, and yeah, I'm loving it. Oh, I got one of my books right here. Let me grab that one. So the book I'm currently reading is this one of F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. I have read Fitzgerald before. Strangely enough, I had never read The Great Gatsby before, which is weird. Because when you're an English major, this is pretty much one of the ones that they want you to read. But I had Babylon Revisited is what I did. But anyway, I'm reading this and interesting. I'm looking forward to see how it all goes. And then I have 2 books here that I saw Chelsea, which I'll link down below, talk about these before. And yes, if you talk about a circus or carnival or something like that, then I'm pretty much going to be intrigued by the book and want to check it out. And she had mentioned this one called Trapeze by Lee Ansell, and also We Walk the Sky by Lisa Fiedler. And they both sound good. So the synopsis of one is there's a 2 timeline. So when in the 60s this girl goes to the circus, and then 50 years later her granddaughter is trying to leave the circus, so, or is leaving the circus and dealing with all of that stuff. So this one sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to this one. And I love the tagline is, how can you put down roots if you've never touched the ground? So just sounds my alley, and I love this cover. These covers are amazing. And then Trapeze, of course, like I said, cover's great. This one is, she's grown up in the circus, and I guess falls in love and wants to stay in one place to be with the person she loves. And so another one of like leaving the circus. But again, beautiful cover, which shouldn't always be the reason why you buy a book and get it, but come on. Sometimes I have bought books for cover buys before and they've been amazing, so I'm not mad about it. So I'm looking forward to this one. And moving on. This is actually an Amazon buy, Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. This is actually the first one that you want to read when you start reading. Why can't I speak today? I had physical therapy this morning, so I have a feeling that I'm just kind of worn out. But this is the first book you read when you are starting the Sherlock Holmes series, and then that is followed by The Sign of Four. I love these covers, and so I want to get the individual novels and the short stories in this kind of collection. I think they're just really cool, and they have like different covers and stuff. It's just sometimes I see them and sometimes I don't. But yeah, so there's that one. Not really much more to say about it. At my local bookstore, I think I bought this one when you actually could still leave your home, but they were also doing curbside pickup while they could, and now they're just doing local deliveries and things like that. So support your local bookstore during this time. Barnes & Noble will be fine. Amazon will be fine. Help out your local bookstore. So I got my first Agatha Christie book. It's The Mysterious Affair at Styles, and this is one of the this is the first in her series of the, I don't know how to say this, the Poirot? No, it's like she has two different series. One is like with this guy as the main detective, and then she has another one with a girl, I think, as the main detective, and it's like a series with, you know, those. So this is the first one in the Poirot series, and Hercule Poirot Mystery. Why can't they just be named Bob? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to this one, and my friend who works at the bookstore is just like, loves Agatha Christie books anyway, and is thinks these are really great. So I am super, oh wow. So this list is the books in this particular series. So wow, that's a lot of books. So hopefully I'll like them and continue. And I do want to get some of her like standalone books as well, like, and then There Were None and things like that. But my first one, and I'm excited to get to it. On Book Outlet, I finally picked up this book. It is called Furthermore, and it's by Tahara Mafi. And I've heard so many things about this book in particular, and I love, what is it called? It's right here. Nevermore by Jessica Townsend, and I love the whimsy and stuff of that. So I'm hoping that this has kind of got something like that, but in a world where everything is very colorful, our main character is born with no color, and apparently that's an issue, and that's all I know. So I'm going into this one pretty blind, but I am looking forward to it because I feel like we need a little bit of whimsy right now. I feel like I'm really sucking at this video today. I don't know why I can't speak or anything. The next book I have is All Are Wrong Todays by Elon Mastai. I've had this book on my radar for quite some time, and I believe this guy, like in 2016, something happens to him and he wakes up in an alternate reality, and 2016 is not the way he remembers it, and then he has to face the reality of like, does he want to stay where he is, does he want to go back to the real world, things like that. So it just looks like a really cool sci-fi alternate reality type of thing, and I'm here for it. All right, this one is The Last Castle. I did not get this from Target, got it from Book Outlet. It still has the Target sticker, by Denise Kiernan. I love Edith Vanderbilt. I wish I could find a book that's just about her, but I can't. So this is a book about the Vanderbilts and you know, the Biltmore and all of that. I actually visited the Biltmore last May, I want to say, and I fell in love with Edith Vanderbilt, and I just felt like a connection with her. Just the kind of person she was and things that she was interested in, and I yeah, have just been ready to devour anything that is about them or whatever. So this, it's an opportunity for me to do that. Oh, there are a few pictures in here. I was hoping, oh good, yay, there's pictures. I love it when they have like pictures of like historic things and the people and things like that. And George Vanderbilt was actually really into books, and his library is amazing. Think Belle and the Beauty and the Beast. That's his library, and it's so cool. And then there are like throughout the house, when you go through the Biltmore, there's actually like closed in, locked in places because some of his original stuff. He's got bookshelves all over the house, and you go through the hallways and stuff, and there's some of his original books and things that he owned just everywhere. And so I really, you know, I just love it. I don't know why. Actually, I do. I'd like to have a house with bookshelves everywhere. I can hardly contain what I have on my bookshelves. Moving on. Next one is the third book in the Renegades trilogy, and Be Supernova by Marissa Meyer. I'm all caught up, so this is my third and final book in the series to read, and I'm looking forward to see how it all wraps up. And that's all I have to say about that. Two more books. So this one is called Blue Highways and is by William Least Heatmoon. Wow. I heard so much about this. I read a book called Nomads or No, something like that. I'll put it on the screen. A year or two ago, and it was about people who live in vans and trailers and RVs and stuff like that, but not all of them by choice. Some of them by choice, but not all of them. And I'm not talking about like the hipster movement where a lot of, you know, well-to-do people are just, you know, tricking out these like, what do you call them? Like Mercedes vans and stuff like that. These are people who just straight up live in vans for different reasons. And one of the books that those, like the people who lived there talked about constantly was this one. And they were like, this is a must read for anybody who lives on the road. And so I picked this up because I loved that book so much. And I love those people's stories and stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is all about. And lastly, I got this one from a local bookseller. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I have read this and I loved it. It is so good and I highly recommend it. And if you're not into horror, that's okay. This is more creepy than scary. And I just cannot recommend this enough. I loved it. Okay, that's my video for today. I am sorry if it seemed all over the place and I don't seem right. I'm not used to filming with people in the house, and I feel like I'm talking really low and trying to get through this really fast. I don't know. So just bear with me. I'll be alone next week, so I'll be able to do whatever I want and all will be well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. If there are any books here that I mentioned that you would like to read along with me, let me know, and I'm happy to do that. I've been using the Byzan's app, and also just doing stuff on my regular social media, things like that. So I'm happy to do buddy reads and talk about books with you guys. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you soon. Have a great day, gorgeous.